Yes, good morning, my dear students. So today class we are going to discuss about to find out the crippling loads. As yesterday with classes we discussed about the Euler's formulas, derivations for different conditions for the columns. So in this regard, the first problem, if you observe here, a solid round bar is 3 meters long and 5 centimeters in diameter. Okay, is used as a strut with both ends are hinged. Determine the crippling load and also take E value is 2 into 10 to the power of 5 Newton per mm square. So now we are going to solve this problem. So now I will write the given data. So the given data is the length of the bar equal to 3 meters. If you convert into the meters into mm, that is a 3000 mm. And also diameter of the bar is small d equal to 5 centimeter. If I convert into the mm, that is a 50 mm. And Young's modulus capital E equal to 2 into 10 to the power of 5 Newton per mm square. So this is the given data. So by using this given data, we have to calculate the crippling load. We have to determine the collapsing load or crippling load, whatever it may be, both are same. Okay. So now before that, we have to calculate the moment of inertia. So the moment of inertia is, for this type, I equal to pi d power 4 by 64. Okay, this is the formula we are going to use. Okay, so here d value we know already. Please wait for 1 minute. Yeah, pi by 64 into d value is 5 power 4. Okay, and we will get 30.68 centimeter power 4. This is in centimeters. So now if I convert into centimeter to millimeter square, that means 30.68 into 10 to the power of 4 mm power 4. So this is the value of moment of inertia I. So now as the both ends of the bars are hinged, the condition is both ends of the bar are hinged. Okay, and the crippling load formula is P equal to pi square EI by L square. So pi square E is nothing but 2 into 10 to the power of 5. I is just now we calculated, that is 30.68 into 10 to the power of 4 by L square is nothing but 3000 square. So we will get the answer is 67.288 kilonewton. So this is the answer. So whenever we are calculating the crippling load. Okay, so in this problem it is a solid round bar. They given 30 sir, not 30, this is only 3. So 3 meters long, diameter is a 5 centimeter. You have to determine the crippling load. So first we calculated the moment of inertia. The formula for the moment of inertia is pi d power, power 4 by 64. Okay, and also the both ends of the bars are hinged. Okay, the formula for this one is pi square EA by L square. Once if I substitute the values, we will get the crippling load. We got 67.288 kilonewton. This is the first problem. Now we will move to the second problem. So the second problem is the same like this. A solid bar, a 3 meters long and also 5 centimeters diameter is used as a strut. The both ends are hinged. The same thing. Take E value is 2 into 10 to the power of 5 Newton per mm square. Now we have to determine the crippling load as well as the collapsing load, whatever it may be. But they given the conditions. We have three conditions are here. You see, the first condition is one end of the strut is fixed and other is a free. The second one is both ends of the strut are fixed. And third one is one end is fixed and other end is hinged. Okay. So the given data is L equal to 3000 mm and D equal to 50 mm. E equal to Young's modulus 2 into 10 to the power of 5 Newton per mm square. And I value just now we calculated, that is pi d power 4 by 64. If you substitute into that, we got the value is 30.68 into 10 to the power of 4 mm power 4. So this is the given data, but we have three conditions are there. The first condition is the crippling load we have to calculate when one end of the strut is fixed and other is free end. Okay. So if you observe here, we have a formula for that one. The first condition is one end is fixed and other is free. Okay. So the formula for this one is pi square A by 4L square. So now pi square, and now I substitute all the values here. E is 2 into 10 to the power of 5. I is 30.68 into 10 power 4 by 4 into L is nothing but 3000 square. So we will get the answer is 168.22 newtons. Okay. This is the direct formula. And one more thing I told you already, when load is acting on that one, there will be a deformation or deflection will happen. So at that time, we have to take the effective length. So there is an alternate method to calculate this one. How we will calculate mean by using the effective length. So when the crippling load for any type of the condition is, we know the formula is pi square A by L square. But here they given the condition is, what is the condition for us? The one end is fixed and other end is free. So at that time the effective length value LU equal to 2L. Okay, yesterday class I told clearly for we have four conditions are there. For four conditions, four formulas are there. So here 2 into 3000 we will get 6000 mm. Now the effective length substitute into above equation, that is a pi square A by 6000. Okay, pi square into 2 into 10 to the power of 5 into 30.68 into 10 to the power of 4 by 6000. You will get the answer 168.22 newtons. Okay, same like that previous one whatever we got. So we have two types of methods are there. We will use direct formula. Otherwise, using the effective length formula, we will solve this one. Okay, this is a 6000 square. The second condition is we have to calculate the crippling load when both ends are fixed. So for this condition, we have a formula. Euler's formula is P equal to 4 pi square EI by L square. This is the condition. So substitute the values in this formula is 4 into pi square. E is nothing but 2 into 10 to the power of 5 and I is 30.68 into 10 to the power of 4 by L is nothing but 3 meters, that is 3000 mm. Okay. Now we will get the answer is 269.152 kilonewton. Okay. So we have to calculate the crippling load like this. Same like this for the alternate method for this one is the effective formula, effective length. Generally P equal to pi square A by L square. This is the generalized formula. Okay. But here when both ends are fixed, then what happens? L equal to the effective length is L by 2. So L by 2 is nothing but 3000 by 2. You will get around 1500 mm. Now substitute this value into the above formula to calculate the crippling load. So P equal to pi square into 2 into 10 to the power of 5 into 30.68 into 10 to the power of 4 by LE is how much we calculated, that is the 1500 square. So you will get the same value 269.152 kilonewton. So this is the alternate method for the condition crippling load when both ends are fixed. The third condition is for us in this problem, I will write here, we have to determine the crippling load when one end is fixed and other end is hinged. So this is the condition of our strut. Okay. So this one, the Euler's formula to calculate the crippling load, P equal to 2 pi square EI by L square. So 2 into pi square into E is the Young's modulus. We know already 2 into 10 to the power of 5. I is the moment of inertia, that is 30.68 into 10 to the power of 4 by L square is 3000 square. So once if you calculated this one, I will get around 134.576 kilonewton. So this is the formula. By using this formula, we calculate the crippling load when the condition is one end is fixed and other end is hinged. Same like that, if we use the formula by using alternate method, we know P equal to A by LE square. So this type of condition, the effective length is nothing but L by root 2. Okay, this is when we use one end is fixed and other is hinged. So LE equal to L by root 2, that is nothing but 3000 by root 2. You will get this one, substitute into the this equation, P pi square into 2 into 10 to the power of 5. Next, I is the 30.68 into 10 to the power of 4 by 3000 by square root of 2. So once if you calculated this one, we will get the answer is 134.576 kilonewton. So this is the calculation for the crippling load when different conditions are there. Even we calculated the condition is when effective length we considered, same values we got. Okay. If you observe this one, in this formula, we have they given 3000 mm length, D is the diameter, E is the Young's modulus, and I is the moment of inertia. So for these three conditions, we calculated the crippling load. Okay, this is the one type of problem. Moving to the another problem. So in this problem, a column of timber section. So if you consider here, the column of the timber section, the dimensions they given is, I will write here, the dimensions of the section is 15 centimeters by 20 centimeters. Okay. The length is the actual length L equal to 6 meters. That is nothing but 6000 mm. Okay. The condition they given is both ends are fixed. Okay. And even the Young's modulus E equal to 17.5 kilonewton per meter square, mm square. So this is the given data. So what they are asking, determine the crippling load. Again, determine the safe load for the column. If we take the factor of safety is 3 value. So my dear students, if you observe in this problem, a column of a timber section, okay, so 15 centimeter by 20 centimeter, the length of the column is 6 meters, as well as the Young's modulus they given already, that is 17.5 kilonewton per mm square. Now we have to determine the crippling load as well as the safe load. Now we will start the, when condition is in the condition the columns are both ends of the ends are fixed, the value is P equal to pi square A by LE square. Okay, LE is the effective length. So if you observe for this condition, LE is L by 2. Okay. So now L is nothing but 6000 by 2, we will get 3000 mm. Okay. My dear students, now we have to calculate the moment of inertia. For suppose this is the column section I am drawing here. This is the XX. This is the YY. So they given this is the 15 centimeters dimension and this one is the 20 centimeters. Now we have to calculate the moment of inertia through XX section and also YY section. This is the most important thing. So the formula is I equal to IXX is a BD cube by 12, IYY also BD cube by 12. So when it is calculated through x-axis, the B value is 15, D value is 20. If we calculated through y-axis, the B value is 20 and D value is 15. So now we will calculate clearly. Now calculate the moment of inertia through x-axis, that is the BD cube by 12, B is 15, D is 20 by 12. We will get 10,000 centimeter power 4. So if you convert into the meters, 10,000 into 10 power 4 mm power 4. So this is the moment of inertia through x-axis. Now we have to calculate the moment of inertia through y-axis. So that is BD cube by 12 by, okay. So we will get the answer 5625 into 10 power 4 mm power 4. Okay, if you observe here, whichever is less, we will take the column tends to buckle. Okay, so that's why the least value we have to take, the I value is 5625 into 10 power 4 mm power 4. So this is the value we have to take. Okay, now substitute into the above equation. So in this equation, okay, I will substitute here the p value equal to pi square into E is the 17.5, I is 5625 into 10 power 4 by L value whatever we got, that is the LE effective length, we got 3000 square. Okay, so finally the answer we will get 1079.48 kilonewton. So this is the condition we have to take. And one more important thing, we have to calculate the safe load. So the safe load formula is crippling load by factor of safety. The load we got 1079.48. The factor of safety is 3. Finally, we got 359.8 kilonewton. So this is the calculation where we are doing this now. Okay. Now important thing, one more problem we will solve in the today class. We have plenty amount of time. I will give for you, example. Please go to the example 19.4. It is also similar problem. You will go through this one and solve this problem. Okay. And now another problem I will write here. It is a very important problem. Sometimes they will ask question like this. Okay. The problem is a simply supported beam. A simply supported beam of length 4 meters subjected to a uniformly distributed load is 30 kilonewton per meter over the whole span. Okay, over the whole span, and deflects 15 mm at the center. Okay, so now we have to determine the crippling load P. For the condition is, the first condition is one end is fixed and the other is hinged, and second condition is both ends are pin jointed. So this is the formula. Anyway, I will write clearly. So here, if you observe here, it is a simply supported beam. The length is 4 meters and the load is a UDL uniformly distributed load is 30. And if you observe here, it will deflects the 15 mm deflection. Okay, we have to calculate the crippling load. Now I will write the given data. So the given data is L equal to 4 meters, that is nothing but 4000 mm, and uniformly distributed load W equal to 30 kilonewton per meter. So if I consider convert into the Newton per meters, that is 30,000 Newton per meter. Now I will convert into the Newton per mm, that is 30,000 by 1000 Newton per mm. So that means we will get 30 Newton per mm. Okay, the deflection value they given in the problem at the center, delta equal to 15 mm. So now by using this data, we have to calculate the P value. Okay, we know already the formula. When it is a simply supported beam carrying a UDL uniformly distributed load over the whole span, the deflection at the center, the formula we know already. That is 5 by 384 W into L power 4 by EI. So here substitute all the values, then delta equal to 15, 5 by 384, and W is the load 30, L is the 4000, power 4 and EI is the unknown factor here. So once if you calculated here, the EI value we will get around 2 by 3 into 10 power 13 Newton per mm square. So this is the basic formula delta equal to 5 by 384 into WL power 4 by EI for simply supported beam when UDL is carrying whole the span. So we substituted here, we got EI value. Now what they are asking, when one end is fixed and other end is hinged, to calculate the crippling load. The first condition is one end is fixed and other is hinged. So the formula for this one, P equal to 2 pi square EI by L square. So here I will substitute 2 pi square into 2 by 13 into 10 power 13. L is nothing but 4000 square. If you calculated this one, we will get the answer 8224.5 kilonewton. So this is for the first condition by using the formula. Okay, we have one more condition is the second condition. The second condition is calculate the crippling load when both the ends are pin jointed. Okay, the formula for this condition is pi square EI by L square. So pi square into EI we calculated, that is 2 by 3 into 10 power 13. L is nothing but 4000 square. So we got answer 4112.25 kilonewton.